Welcome to the Leverage Hacker Podcast, a life-transforming podcast with your host, David Dom. Welcome to a world where the status quo is merely a starting point and conventionality a path left untraveled, a place where boundaries are pushed, minds are expanded, and new realities are shaped. We're all too familiar with the age-old paradigm of trading time for money. It's an arduous cycle that does more than just burn us out. It impacts our relationships, our health, our sense of fulfillment. It leaves our partners feeling neglected, our ambitions on the back burner, and our life just a series of monotonous transactions. But here's the game changer. With David, you'll learn how to play by new rules. Rules that challenge these norms, that maximize your efforts by applying leverage. You're not just working harder, you're working smarter. Welcome to the Leverage Hacker Podcast.
All right, my friends, David Dom here. Hey, this episode's going to be out about creating a life that you don't need a vacation from. And I don't know if I've said this before, but I pretty much do one takes almost always. So however this comes out is exactly how it's going to be. So, and that ties in perfectly to what I'm exactly talking about. Creating a life you don't need a vacation from. Everything doesn't have to be perfect all the time. I might record a podcast episode while I'm driving in my car if the inspiration hits. So the idea, listen, I've said creating a life I don't need a vacation from. I've thought about it. It's been part of my thought process for, who knows, maybe a decade, right? And the idea is as you grow and as you learn and as you continue to build your specialized knowledge in a certain area, and then you create things and you have fun with it, then it takes on a whole new meaning. You don't need a vacation from your life if your life is amazing, right? And the way it becomes amazing is to foster the little parts of your life and the little things that you do that actually you enjoy, that you don't find necessarily to be work. Right now, I'm recording this podcast episode. It's part of my work, but I don't feel like it's work. It feels like play to me. So I'm going to quote one of my favorite new dudes that he's not new, he's been in the game for a long time, but his name's Naval Ravikant, and he said something to the effect that really hit me of, nobody can compete with me because I work all the time. But my work feels like play. I enjoy it. I build businesses. I do this, I do that. And it just doesn't feel like work. That's the game. Because he said, nobody can really compete with me because no matter how hard they work, they're not going to work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. So they can't compete. So I win. So I'm not, again, this isn't about competition, but it brings to light the idea of creating a life you don't need a vacation from. This is going to be a short episode. Let me give you an example, though. It's July. I think it's July 22nd or 23rd at the moment when I'm recording this. And this month, on the 5th, I took a trip to California to see my daughters. And I had a blast. It was awesome. I went from the 5th, I flew out there on the 5th and flew back on the 11th. And the whole time I was actually working. But guess what? I spent a lot of time with my daughters. They were present while I was working because my work right now, what I was building while I was on that 6-day trip, was actually just shooting the small videos on my phone, short videos on my phone, uploading them to the biggest marketplace in the world, Amazon. I think it's the biggest in the world. Anyway, it is to me. So Jeff Bezos is paying me to be on vacation. Isn't that crazy? So during that 6 days, I actually made $1,000 while I was enjoying my daughters. We went to the beach. We went to Malibu. I drove to Santa Monica. We went on a hike, walks. We had good meals. We enjoyed each other's company. We watched movies. We hung out. All these things we did, but I was working the whole time, and then I was earning money. Now, that's what I am referring to. Create a life you don't need a vacation from. Right now, I'm privileged enough and grateful, very grateful for what I have done to build an income. And I built an average annual income, average American annual income in about 4 months. And it's continuing to go up every month by about $1,000 at this point, but July is going to be insane, so who knows. The point is, it's basically covering all my bills now. Now, here's the cool part. I don't have to actually, I could literally go on another trip. I could get in my car and take off driving. I could drive wherever I want. I could go up to Washington. I just watched Twilight last night for the first time in so many years. It felt like I never saw it. But Forks, Washington, up in the Oregon, I wouldn't personally want to live there, but beautiful place to visit. That's my opinion. I want to go to Forks, Washington. It's absolutely amazing. I lived in Portland for a short time. I love the scenery. Point is, I could get in my car and leave. I could go. I could do whatever I want because I finally found a springboard to create the opportunity for me to do whatever I want and continue to create more and build more. So I'm going to continue building this one income stream, but I already started another income stream, right? It has to do with affiliate marketing, which is huge. But creating a life you don't need a vacation from is it's a dream life, right? Because I get up in the morning, I'm grateful, I do whatever I want. I basically work on this one income stream for, I don't know, maybe an hour a day. Some days I don't do anything. I almost didn't upload anything. I almost didn't do any work this past week on that because I've been working on another project. And even though I didn't really do anything in the past week, I still made, I don't know, over $700, probably $1,000. Point is, I'm over $100 every single day, whether I'm working or not. That's the sweet spot, right? And I'm building that up to $200 a day and whatever. I'm just going to keep building it until I can't build it anymore. But the point is that if you can work toward creating a life you don't need a vacation from, that is the sweet spot. Now, maybe it's not important to you, but if you're listening to this podcast, I would venture to say it probably is. It's all about leverage. It's all about leveraging technology, automation, AI, all the cool tools that we now have that we didn't have literally just 6 months ago. Technology is moving faster than we could keep up. And it's a beautiful thing if you embrace it, right? So Justin Welsh, I'm going to give him props because he's really big on LinkedIn and I've been following him. But he posted something. It was a little meme. I think I shared it. But basically it just said, if you have a business and you go away for 2 weeks and it falls apart or you don't make any money, then you just have another job. That is so powerful. So I'm grateful. I'm obviously going to be sharing lots of stuff, but that's my 2 cents for today. This episode is about creating a life that you do not need a vacation from. Talk to you guys on the next episode. Peace out.
As we close this vibrant chapter of the Leverage Hacker podcast, remember, you're the author of your own life story. The struggles, the triumphs, they're all yours to claim. It's time to step back into your world, but with a transformed outlook. Remember, the matrix is an illusion. The true power resides in you. Go out there, live life on your terms, and continue to color outside the lines. Until next time.